I'm content creator Joey Garrity, the founder of Superstar Entrepreneurs Digital Media Hub and Joie G113. I'm dedicated to empower entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources to help you get more influence and success on my show, Superstar Entrepreneur Spotlight with Joey. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Superstar Entrepreneur Spotlight with Joey. I'm Joey Garrity, and you can learn more about me at joeyg113.com and of course across your social media platforms. You know you're in the right place if you're here to learn how to boost your business by sharing your expertise and insights with CEO and author Dr.B. Right? We love to call her Dr.B. That is the nickname she's given herself. We're going to be talking a lot about her expertise out there and how she's helping not just communities, but families and children. And she's doing such an amazing job out there because we're all impacting each other, right? That's what we believe and we know it's true, right? A little bit more about me. I am Joey Garrity, content creator and the founder of Superstar Entrepreneurs Digital Media Hub and Joie G113. I also have a digital magazine out. I'll be sharing more about that in a second. But I want to bring our guest up from the green room. Before I do, just a little bit about her. Dr. B is up. She has an upcoming guidebook, Ease the Pain in the Classroom. It's set to launch in 2025, y'all. It is fantastic. She also has an online program too. We're going to be talking about that as well. So let's bring her up from the green room. Hi, Dr. B. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we're going to be talking about your upcoming guidebook, right? Ease the Pain in the Classroom, right? Do you want to share just a little bit about what that guidebook's about, sister?
Absolutely. So it's a guide. It's actually a guide to teach regulation and safety skills, so educators can actually teach this. The youth has really changed in the past few years, and the strategies that we used to use to deal with classroom management and disruption in the classroom, they no longer work.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're taking your expertise and you rolled it into a book. I think that that is such a strategic and it's a great way of being of service out there. So let's encourage everyone else out there, roll your expertise into a book like Dr. B. I think it's so important.
For
But
sure.
Dr. B, I also love how your book, the guidebook, it also talks about you give tangible solutions. Tangible solutions. Could you share one of them? I know them really well. But could you share one of them with the marketplace, sister?
Absolutely. So a lot of the lists and techniques that we have in there are short visuals, so that if a teacher's struggling with a wow, this student really seems off, and maybe they're going to get aggressive. How do I know? And you flip it open, and it'll say, okay, the whites under the eyes show, the angle of the chin, their body stance is this. It gives you that, and then it says, here's the interventions to help them feel safe. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, your thumb slightly elevated, your chin tilted to the right, the top of your head tilted to the left. Those things will help the person feel safe and potentially keep you out of a situation that could have somebody else becoming aggressive.
I love that, Dr. B, and also 2 parents can use this too at home, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, stay tuned everyone. I know she's gonna be dropping another book, right? But, I love that. You also have an incredible superstar entrepreneur influence tip here, water, 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 right? I
Absolutely.
say this on every training,
Every
right?
training. Yep, it is one of our go-tos because water is a natural regulator for all humans. So if you've ever had that experience where those of you who have children or something, you say, it's time to take a shower, and they're like, no, no, no. And you finally get them in there, and 20 minutes later, they still won't come out of the shower. And you're like, what the heck is going on? You're banging on the door and saying, come on, everybody else needs to shower. And they're like, I'm fine. And then they come out and they're like, I love you guys so much. Things are great. So, it regulates everyone. So the sound of water, put on some, background noise that has waves or rain, or you could use something as simple as a video of water or just a poster of a waterfall. All of those really simple, basic things. Oftentimes I'll do with a kid if they're really getting charged and anxious in class and getting agitated. I'll say, oh, I got to go fill my water bottle. And I bring my water bottle in empty and take them with me and have them fill it. And usually they come back and they can sit down and get to task.
I love that. So during the day, I actually, on a very large screen in my studio, I have a waterfall.
That's
And it
all.
has helped me tremendously. It helps me to stay at ease, but also on task.
Yes. Yep. Yep. We
Right?
definitely
So
have.
let's entrepreneurs out there, like, literally put YouTube on, find a waterfall, and use it during the day in your office. It's incredible. I love this share, the water, water, water. Love this share.
Great.
You also have another share here, which I thought that you talk about. Let's, oh, well, one thing is you can learn more about Dr.B. I'm gonna make sure everyone knows how to learn more about you and about your upcoming book, right? Tell us about this upcoming book. What was part of your why? What really encouraged you to want to drop this book, sister?
So this book really came about because we have this online course, which is fabulous at the behaviorbootcamp.com, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful, but it's not accessible for everybody. For a lot of educators, they don't have the time to sit down and go through an online course or something like that. So I really created this book so that you can just open it to whatever section you're challenged with and say, okay, this is what I can do for today. This is what I'm struggling with. I need to engage learners, and the topic that I had, I completely missed the mark. How can I get back on track with it? So it's meant to be a guidebook and a supplement for people that can't access the course or want to access the course and don't necessarily have the time or the components to be able to do that. So
Well, I do love what you named your online course, which is the Behavior Bootcamp. I thought that was very clever, right? Because what you're really saying is we want to get you guys through this because we want to get you the strategies and techniques and tools you need, like, right away.
yeah,
Right.
and we
And
did
you
it for
know what?
years. It's kind of one of those things that we did in a weekend event. We did it in the 4 days where we had parents and school educators and guidance counselors, and everybody would come, and we would do this really intense long weekend to go over all these strategies. And when everything kind of went to the virtual world, we said we've got to be able to work with a lot grander scale of being able to give people these strategies.
I think that's fantastic. I love how you're always looking for other ways to take your expertise and get it out there to the marketplace.
We
To
just want to share our techniques. That is our goal. The less pain that people can have in their homes, in their schools, and be able to actually get things done and build relationships with each other. That is our goal.
Now, I know you have a really high success rate.
We do. We're
Yeah.
fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, will you share that?
Yeah, we have an 82% success rate at reintegrating students back into the general education setting. And these are students that are significantly disruptive, oftentimes have been in placement facilities, oftentimes have been asked to leave placement facilities because of their intense behaviors. And typically we do that within 3 months. So we're getting them back, getting them in, getting them reintegrated, building those relationships. And the first thing we do is teach them safety skills, how they can feel safe within their own bodies. We do that by showing them the safety skills and demonstrating it with us. And as soon as they start to trust us, then we teach them the other skills. And we're teaching all the educators those techniques at the same time so we can reintegrate quickly and then step away from that school.
Well, and tell me, I'm sure you've had ch kids that have grown up come back to you.
Oh, yeah.
What is that like? That must be so exciting.
It's great. I mean, everyone who goes into education, they'll tell you, we don't go into it for the pay. That's for sure. We go into it because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, and that student comes back and says, you changed my life. Because of you, I'm doing this now with my life. Because of you, I have hope. Because of you, I'm able to live on my own. Because of you, I have this great career, a fabulous business. That's really, really where we stand. That's what we want to see. We want to see people be able to self-actualize and reach their dreams, because most of the time when we're working with families and with educators and with the youth, they've stopped having dreams. They've pretty much said, there's nothing for me. I'm not going to be successful. And to be able to see them be successful again, that's really that's where we want to be.
And I know in your book, you do share at the front end, you share a little bit about your journey, about when you were younger and how this is all. I truly believe that our past is so important and to constantly be pulling it forward. I know a lot of people want to leave their past behind. I'm like, no. I'm
It's
like, it's like connecting the dots. It connects the dots of what we do today, right?
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
think you share about when you were a little girl and how that started connecting the dots of who you are today. I
Yeah.
think that's really incredible. Will you share a little bit about that?
was. I was a very unsuccessful student. I was one of the few youth to be identified with learning disabilities and some behavioral challenges as a young person. I spent a lot of time hiding in my school and doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And it looked like I was going to have a very unsuccessful academic career. And I did until the end of middle school. And about the end of middle school, I had a tragedy happen in my life, and I turned things around. I said, I've got to figure out a way. And thank goodness I had some educators that were very kind and giving and supportive and really helped me through that process, because I never in a million years would have thought I would go to college, get my master's degree, and then get my doctorate after that. I was done with school before I finished high school. So for me, it was a really intense journey. And I think for a lot of my students, that's really the difference for them, that when they hear about the fact that I was not a successful student, that I got kicked out of classes too, that I hit on in the buildings, that I was eloping all the time, they say, okay, she's kind of got her stuff together now. So we can follow this path.
I think that that's so genius, though. I think it's so vulnerable and authentic, that transparent for you to share that, right? Because it's a good reminder for everyone to know that we all have cracks,
Oh,
right? We all have cracks, right? But that doesn't mean that that's going to define who we are, right? So love what you're doing for community out there. And let's talk a little bit about the parents. Like, this must just be like mind-blowing, game-changing, everything for the parents.
yeah, because we're the last stop house. Usually, if if a school district's reaching out to us, they're like, we have no other option. We've tried everything. We don't have another option. And parents really feel that. And they feel the guilt of every time that phone rings and it's the school, they go, oh gosh, what did my child do this time? They really feel like it's so impactful of how am I going to turn this around? And many times they've lost hope completely. So being able to see things from a different lens and have techniques, really simple techniques of just change your body position, change the way you stand, that actually work for them, it's life changing. And to be honest, the course that we created, I created it so we could give it to the parents of the students that we serve, so that they were learning the same skills that the educators that were working with their students or child were learning at the same time, so that they could apply those also at home. Because once we're all doing it, that's when we see real change happening.
And
And the
what I also really appreciate about you is you're stripping the shame and blame.
Yeah,
There's so much shame and blame out there for what?
there.
It's a human experience as why we're down here, right? And yet there's all this shame of like, why is my kid doing this and I'm not this? And I'm like, no, no, it's all fixable, right?
Truly, and it's just for parents, that's a huge game changer for them to feel like somebody's honoring them, and that someone really looks at it and says, I look at the parent, I'm like, you're the expert, on your child. There's no one else that knows them better. And they give me the most valuable information so that I can take it back and make things work so that this student can be integrated that much faster in the school setting.
Well, I appreciate you. I thank you for everything that you're doing. I'm gonna have I'm scrolling it right now, but also in the comment section, everyone, you can grab her information, reach out. She'll reach right back, whether you're an educator, whether you're a principal, whatever arena that you're in. Dr. B is an amazing solution, and you're really changing lives out there and making a huge impact, sister. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna drop you down in the green room and grab yourself a mocktail. Isn't she cool? What she's doing is incredible, and it works. And I think that that's what's so important. There's no more shame or blame. Just get something that works. And Dr. B not only has an online program, her book's about to drop, but she has a team, and you guys can hire her and her team as well. I appreciate you all being here. And I always end it like this. It's literally your birthright to stand in your spotlight and be your own superstar of your life. And you can join me every Thursday at 8 a.m. across my social media channels. And you can find us on YouTube at Superstar Entrepreneurs. And until next time, everyone, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I appreciate you. Bye-bye.